real. Inkjet, sorry, I should say, that the Inkjet is just disgustingly oppressive. You couple that with the really swingy nature of the center, and you have a recipe for just being bowled over.
Yeah, it's going to be very important for both teams to do their best to keep at least 2 people down because, like we said earlier, it is a dangerous tower ride even before specials come into play. So if you can keep someone up, even if they aren't full of special, they might still be able to at least stall it. But unfortunately for Rising Moon, they're going to go down 2 instantly.
Indeed, that's not the best start at all. Hanran already at the first checkpoint with the armor coming up there from their dedicated bucket. Binks there, of course, coming in nicely and mopping things up. Rising Moon retaliating very nicely with a complete team wipe.
Yep.
That's pretty much going to erase any progress Hanran's made. Errors are coming out here nicely with the jetpack pressure.
Gets 2.
Oh, nice.
Gets 2 and does a great job. They're going to get a third one for good measure.
The jetpack super jump return there, helping him suss out that flank. Rising Moon looking like they've got this one in the bag.
They're looking very strong right now, but here comes one of the many inkjets we talked about. And unfortunately for that inkjet, though, the grading actually doing a little bit of job protecting that tower. Going to keep this tower going. You see Sabao up there going to be doing everything he can to slow things down and is able to continually put a little bit more pressure on it. And as we're down to 15 here, like you said, this one might be in the bag. Gonna jump off there. One goes down.
It's unfortunately over. There was the Tenatet that disconnected about 20 seconds ago, so looks like we're running into some good old-fashioned
Splatoon, baby! Splatoon!
That's another disconnect, but I do not believe that that will be honoured as the second DC going into that game. I do believe Hanran will eat that loss there.
Yeah, very unfortunate there how that happened. But one thing I do want to point out, and what ended up stopping that push, the first push initially that Hanran had made, they did not have any range whatsoever in their composition. The furthest that they had was the custom blaster. And you saw there, Binks actually got the triple on that initial tower push that Hanran made because that Rapid Blaster was just left uncontested. So it is one thing to remember. You do have your Inkjets, but at the same time, if you can't find a way to move a Rapid Blaster, and believe me, a Rapid Blaster will stay in one spot until given a reason not to, it's a problem that you can run into. Now, of course, had the DC not happened, we'd be talking about a different game right now, but I think that Hanran does need to address that here in Game 2.
I think so too. Like, I can see where Hanran was definitely coming from, though. They were gambling on the fact that they'd be able to use their short range to gain control of the center, get their 3 jetpacks ready, or at least 2 jetpacks ready with the armor, have that go up, and just oppress Rising Moon out of the center to get a good early snowball, which can definitely happen and can be very hard to fight back against. On Muscle Forge, but unfortunately it just simply did not pan out the way that they had hoped.
Yep, and
it's always good to have a fallback plan.
Speaking of fallback plans, it looks like we are going to be having a sub for, I guess you could call it a sub, someone new come in for Hanran. And, you know, it makes sense, too. If someone, it was the same Tentatech that had DC'd in both of those situations, so internet just not cooperating for that player, and, you know, it's understandable given it is unfortunate, and hopefully once we start paying for these dedicated servers, hopefully things will look a little bit different in the future things.
Well, I mean, we can only hope. Let's leave it. Let's be optimistic. We can only hope.
Yep. Please do not mistake that call for help as confirmation of anything. We know absolutely nothing if dedicated servers will be happening, but I think I speak for everyone when I say we want them. Please, if we're going to be paying for servers, I hope that they will be strong. But anyway, enough about my complaints about Splatoon Online. Let's get into Game 2 on perhaps my favorite map and mode combination in the game, one that people are still figuring out, Rainmaker on the Reef.
Oh boy. Both teams here just going to have to be very careful of any early game mistakes. 2 or 3 down can cost either team the game here. Erza opening up nicely with the bucket buddy, getting a very strong hold of the center on bridge, but it doesn't look like. Oh no, that's 2 down from the pop already. That's not good. However, Rising Moon, yes, good. Yes, Rising Moon are able to stop that push straight off the bat, so that Hanran aren't able to make anything off it.
And that was actually very scary. You saw Hanran's brush was up there ready to push things all the way down that left side, not able to get anything from that, and it looks like B gonna do everything he can to just slow this down at least a little bit. Gonna be a little bit of a battle here. This last Hanran player gonna have to be careful not to get splatted out by this, and it looks like
that was a nice pincer kill there against Erza, which is snowballing into that nice clean kill there on Sivu as well. Bai's trying to shark sussing out the rapid here as well, but Hanran not looking good here with quite a lot of the map purple.
Yeah, things are looking pretty scary right now. They have a chance to make it up. 66, of course, not really much of a push at all. But they're going to have to be careful here. They can't afford to go too many down because they don't have any map control. And as I say that, they're going to lose the Rainmaker right there.
Commentator's curse!
What kill? Yep, and there it is.
I think that was a bomb directed at the shield. It doesn't matter as Rising Moon extend their lead to 45 with a nice push down the side alleyway here. Unfortunately, Binks, they're backing up very nicely, waiting for the rest of the team to regroup, as they have done here. Rising Moon still in dominant control of the map here. Hanran needed to try and find a break just to get out.
Yeah, this is one of those maps where if you lose a lot of that mid-control, it is hard to get in, even on something like Rainmaker. Decent trade, but you just continually see 3 down once again. And, I mean, that's really been the tale of the tape. They're just not able to stay alive as much as they would like to, maybe bunching up a little too much, putting too many resources in one spot. We're going to see Erza just continue to apply some pressure, breaking out this Inkjet, going to try to get something off of it, even if it's not a kill. It does pop a couple armors, it looks like, does get 1 kill, and going to hop right back down and continue the pressure.
He has the armor for himself, which should have saved him against the Lunar Blaster, but gets the direct, and the Ballin coming in, unfortunately not able to make anything of it. That's another 2 down against Hanran. Rising Moon just looking like they're in complete control. Extending the lead once again. Will they even get the dunk? No, we won't get the dunk, but 6 points. That is a very tall order right now. Hanran not looking good right now at all.
Absolutely is, but they have a lot of. If there's one good thing to draw from this, there's a lot of purple ink. They're going to get a chance to build their specials if they're able to paint some of this map. I like that B, the Luna Blaster being the Rainmaker carrier here, not the best painting tool. So they're going to get a chance to get a little bit of paint going and move things. They do take down a couple. They're going to be able to reposition the Rainmaker, which is a much better situation than they were in. And going to kind of run it straight at it. Going to go down. And just like that, most of the advantage that they carved for themselves is going to go away. So they might get a chance to at least get the right side of the map.
I think that was really what Hanran was hoping for there. Like, just diving as far away from their side as they can, just to get the Rainmaker out of there and change the focal point of this game is really what they needed right now. And for now, at least, it's buying them some time.
Yeah, buying them time to get a little bit of stuff started as we see 2 Inkjets dueling at the top here. Of course, whoever Inkjet's second in a much better position, gonna take out 1 is Erza. And, you know, I'm glad that you mentioned changing the focal point. That definitely was what they were trying to do, but you gotta be careful. If you do try to change the focal point, make sure you have enough people to really fully change it, because now the map is kind of shifted back. We do see a couple specials left, but, yep, just going down.
The biggest thing, unfortunately, there against Hanran right now is the Rainmaker reset. They do get the pop, however, and there is the bomb rush coming out as well. Oh, sorry, that was not a bomb rush. That was just the end zaptor doing the armor ink refill chain thingy. But last 10 seconds, it's make or break time, and the Rainmaker. Oh no, he does get out. Okay, we're now into the overtime. Like it's definitely make or break. The T-Tech. Oh no, the Choice Washer gets the flank. Unfortunately, it goes down with the trade, and that's game with Hanran losing 2-0, 0-2, sorry, against Rising Moon.
Yeah, and that was a really great play there by the Rainmaker to just shoot the wall and try to get the pot, but unfortunately for them, Tri-Slosher able to get it. Airs a goodness gracious 19 KA, a very, very strong performance there in both games, and Rising Moon getting the win that they needed. Their loss earlier, proving that they can put that behind them, sitting at 3-1 right now in set count. Rising Moon, that is. And if you're Hanran, now you're kind of at the mercy of the rest of the field.